Hi, everybody. Ian Bremmer here around your world in 180 seconds. I have your questions, as always, lined up on my phone, and we're ready to go. Number one, what is Trump's long-term play with apparently treating Putin like a friend rather than an adversary? His play is to end the war in Ukraine. His play is to be seen as a great deal maker, and also a return to what we call the law of the jungle, where the most powerful countries are the ones that deserve to be at the table. And if you're not at the table, you're being served for dinner. That is where I think we're going. I don't think that Secretary of State Marco Rubio wanted to be there, but he's much more, he's going to be loyal. And I think the Republican senators have pushed back hard on Gaza, but not so much on this. We'll see. Certainly from Riyadh, from what we've heard from Elon, what we've heard from Trump, they are working very hard to get a full reconciliation between the United States and Russia, between Trump and Putin, irrespective of what the Europeans have to say about it. And the Ukrainians are going to be pressed very, very hard to accept the deal or be left all by themselves. We'll see how the Europeans and the Ukrainians play it, but that is what they are looking at. Number two, how likely would the release of all remaining captives, as proposed by Hamas, actually lead to a permanent truce with Israel? Well, permanent truce with Israel implies you can agree on what governance in Gaza is going to look like. The Israelis, of course, refuse to accept a state for the Palestinians. The Israelis refuse not only for Hamas to participate in any government, not surprisingly, but of course also the Palestinian Authority participating in government. That's very different from what the Gulf states, what the Egyptians, what the Jordanians, all America's allies are planning to propose for Gaza. I think we can get an extended ceasefire. That ceasefire might last essentially permanently, but the Israelis would still have a buffer zone. You wouldn't be heading towards statehood, and the Israelis would reserve the right to continue to engage in selected strikes if they see targets of opportunity that they consider to be militants working with for Hamas. So that's where I think we are, but very unlikely at this point that I think you'll see a restart of the war that has been lasting for well over a year at this point. I think full-blown military incursion on the ground is now on the rearview mirror. Finally, does Bolsonaro's indictment for an alleged coup plot signal tough times ahead for Brazil? I think it does. It's very likely that Bolsonaro is going to end up imprisoned. That case is going to take a while to work through the courts, probably won't be resolved until 2026 with all the appeals that will end up happening, but he won't be able to run again. Now, you can still announce you're going to run and then, sort of pull out your candidacy at the last minute like Lula did, who served time in jail himself in the past. So this isn't completely new, uncharted territory for the Brazilians. But keep in mind that if Bolsonaro is refused to be allowed to run, he is completely supported by Trump. He's completely supported by Elon Musk, and that will get stronger. The Supreme Court in Brazil is politicized and is also seen by Trump and Musk as root of all evil in Brazil. So they'll be going after that. And will that be tied to tougher tariffs on Brazil? I expect it will. So I think Brazil is going to be in a lot of trouble here. And I think that their economy is probably going to take a hit on the back of what we're going to see politically inside Brazil and the nature of the relations with the United States. Okay, that's it for me. And I'll talk to y'all real soon.